Hey, howdy! Back with some more Tuki. I know it's been a minute. And I know I say that every single time, but it's been, like, slightly more minutes than usual. Oh, wait! Aw. They got a little concert going. It's the Great Fairy Fountain from Ocarina of Time. I like that. I'm gonna do some dailies. There's not a lot of dailies, admittedly. It's just Sky Cactus Zone for Tuki today. I forget, have I... Let me actually check something. There's a whole set of areas that I don't know if I've actually gone to them yet. Because I think I got distracted by... I got distracted / held up by other things, and I never ended up doing it. This... Let's see... It was these, I think. Yeah, I think I have gone to these. It ended with Painted Landscape. Okay. So yeah, let's just wander around and do free expeditions. While I talk about things. I've got some weird stuff to talk about today. Because for starters, I ended up reading the Yume Nikki manga. Because fun fact, that exists. Every once in a while, someone will make something that is ostensibly cleared by Kikiyama, and then it'll come out and people will scratch their heads and go, wait a minute, was this actually cleared by Kikiyama? The Yume Nikki manga is one such case where I'm not actually positive if Kikiyama gave it the okay, because he is kind of an internet hermit. And here's the thing, I wouldn't be saying all this with the skepticism if it was a good manga. Unfortunately, it is not very good. But it's unique, I'll say that much, and it tries its damnedest to integrate the characters that already exist to mixed results. Because when I say they try to use the characters, I mean they try to give the characters these weird, like, almost like fantasy story motivations of, like, intentionally trapping Matsuki so that they themselves can leave the dream world, something like that. It was also really just hard to follow what was even going on. Hang on, let me find Fried Egg Zone. But it has... The depictions of the characters are cute, and there's like some fun drawings of Matsuki, of Panako, of Seko Masada, but there's a certain level of the mangaka who made that doesn't actually know what Yume Nikki is and was kind of just given a rough like guess and went from there. Not to entirely put the guy down, because it's kind of a rough ask to take something as abstract as Yume Nikki and turn it into a, like, composite work that makes logical sense, because, you know, it's Yume Nikki. It's like, yeah, sure, let's make an adaptation of LSD Dream Emulator with a actual plot. It's like, that's not really how it's not really how these things work. Well, it's not very comfortable to do that blind. Oh, right. Is it straight down from here? Yeah, looks like it. But it gave me very... I don't even know how to describe the, what it reminded me of. It kind of reminded me of the The 90s Super Mario Brothers movie. I mean, I think I've talked about this movie before, but it fascinates me to this day. Excuse me. It is such a truly weird movie in every possible way. And admittedly, it has been a second since I've seen it, so I don't remember every possible detail, but the things that I do remember are kind of insane. I remember things in a combination. Oh, I can't do this. Okay. Terotero's been obtained, Dream Park Central section. So, the script for the Super Mario Brothers movie, the first interesting aspect of it, was, there were two directors that took on the project, Annabelle Jankel and Rocky Morton, I believe were their names. And prior to this, the main thing that they were known for is they were known for Max Headroom, which is a weird connection. If you've never heard of Max Headroom, imagine if Spamton from Deltarune was an actual person with a... can I even call it a talk show? I haven't seen a crazy amount of Max Headroom, so you'll have to forgive me for not being too specific, because I really haven't seen much of the source material. It's really bizarre. But it's a very unique vibe, and for the 90s, it was genuinely quite impressive as far as, like, CG and, like, that kind of weird... I go so far as to call it, like, character building. Because Max Headroom is just like a pastiche of, like, a futuristic talk show host. But with a very 90s flavor, but, like, a lot of the satire still holds up. I do also remember there's this amazing animation someone made of, I think it was either in Blender or SFM, I think it was Blender. Someone superimposed Spamton, a 3D model of Spamton over like a clip of Max Headroom talking about, like, propaganda and media and how talk show hosts have no freedom to talk about things on the air, or the censors will get their ass. And like you go back and watch the original clip, and it's just Spamton. It is the exact same type of character and type of, like, personality as Spamton. It's kind of it is. Oh, hello. It's so uncanny. Like, I'd even go so far as to question whether that was part of Toby Fox's inspiration for the character, because they match up almost one-to-one, to the point that there's a bit where, like, he's in the middle of, he's, like, saying something, and then it cuts away. It does, like, a jump cut to him staring directly at the camera and saying, "Freedom." And that scene just feels like one-to-one something that could be in Deltarune. But yeah, circling back to talking about the Mario Brothers movie, they had a very strange suit of experience, and this was also back in the era where people didn't really know what they were doing when it came to video game movies, because, you know, people around that time period were still coming to grips with the idea that games could even have stories, much less that you could make movies out of them. They were still very much coming off the heels of the early days of video games where they didn't even really have stories. So it wasn't until the NES where that started to really become possible, because, you know, you look at the VGA and even the Atari, you don't really have much to work with there. But they were brought onto the project. But the thing that made things a lot more interesting was that they demanded to rewrite the script. And to be clear, they didn't demand that the script be rewritten, they demanded that they have a direct role in writing the script. Or else they were off the project. Now, in any other situation, I would say that that is a big red flag, but again, they weren't really, they weren't super experienced. I mean, the industry as a whole wasn't super experienced with the concept of video game movies, so I'm fine. Don't really blame them for that. The first big problem was that they did not inform the actors ahead of time that the script was being rewritten, and from what I understand, the old script was way better. It was much more like, how to even describe it? Like, it was almost like Ghostbusters adjacent. And then you make it to the new version, and it is truly the weirdest, like, the weirdest it could have possibly been, because it was clearly made by someone who had never heard of Mario Brothers before, like, 10 minutes before writing the script. So you end up with a lot of, interesting ideas. Hang on, it's been a minute, and this place is very labyrinthine. Okay, so, oops. Nurse BC, I think it's C and then S1? I think that's right. So it's this leftmost door. And then in here to S1, back out to the front. And then to Pierside Residence, which is the ladders. Oh, okay. And then up and up to Neon Sea. This is the jump point, right? I think I remember this. This is the jump point, okay. Whee! Yeah, I remember this place now, okay. Have I been here before? Genuinely, I forget if I've immediately doubled back from Neon Sea before. Okay, no, I have been here. But this led to a lot of consternation from the actors. They still all went through with it, but none of them were happy. And that was a common theme. That the Mario movie, there was a lot of infighting, mainly because Isabelle Jankel and Rocky Morton didn't really... Like, I think they knew what they were doing to a certain extent, but they were not good at communicating that to the staff or the actors. And that led to a lot of situations where the actors were sitting there like, these people have no idea what the hell they're doing. This creature. What if the world was made of pudding? Oh, is it... Hang on. River of whatever this is, I assume this is either pudding or chocolate, is here, Nexus. It should be straight down. Yeah, here it is. Candlestick World. Is this one of the new Mapsuki locations? No, it's Onira Kamara. Interesting. Let's poke around. I don't know if I've been in here yet. Astral World. Oh, cool. Astral World. And then there's paths to Neon Candle World and Stained Pathway. Let's try Neon Candle World. I'm in a neon mood today. But getting back to my point, the end result was a movie that is deeply, deeply strange and has only, like, fleeting similarities to the source material. And that's the exact same vibe that I get out of the Yume Nikki manga. I get the sense that the person who made it wanted to try and make something interesting, but also had no idea what the hell Yume Nikki was before starting the project. So you end up with this very strange sort of vibe where A, Matsuki can talk, and talks pretty consistently, and B, all of the other characters are openly antagonistic towards her, and are trying to, like, capture her, I think, so that they can leave, they can exit the dream world. And there's also a lot of, like, how to even describe this? Modern video game movie isms of, you know, people who don't really know how to write a game into a show without, like, directly spelling out, I'm doing things that were from a game. I'm doing things that were from this other source material. And that's not necessarily an issue unique to games, but it pops up in game-related media a lot. These are some cool worlds I'm finding. Whoa! Words? Interesting. I have to wonder if they went through the fine-tooth comb to make sure that none of these, like, spelled out any words. Oh. Oh. I have to wonder if there was supposed to be a transition there. Oh, uh-oh. Okay, this is a... it's one of these kind of worlds. It's an old bento world moment. You look cool. Yeah, I didn't enjoy it very much, but I also just found it on archive.org, so it's not like I lost money in it. Oh. Pleasure Street? No kidding. Hang on, take me back. Like, I adore Pleasure Street. It's one of my favorite areas in this entire game, but I've already been through there a couple times. And this is all new stuff. I want to see the new stuff. But yeah, the 90s Mario movie is such a deeply weird experience. I definitely liked it more than reading the Yume Nikki manga. Because it's like every once in a while someone will say their name, because for all intents and purposes it is a deeply bizarre 90s sci-fi like cyberpunk movie. And that sounds like a stretch, but I'm being dead serious. Ooh. Oh, this structure looks really cool. Wait. The tornado. Oh, some description. But it's like, it's simultaneously a cyberpunk dystopia and also a slapstick comedy, and it will rubber band between the two every other scene in a way that's really strange. Like, I'm not gonna go and say that it's bad, because I actually kind of enjoyed that movie at the end of the day. But oh my god, it was so weird. And it was also aggressively... It was, like, aggressively a product of its time. So not only were there a bunch of moments of, oh god, wait, right, this is a Mario movie. There were also a bunch of moments of, like, kind of rolling your eyes a little bit of, okay, red, yeah, okay. The evil character needs to be, like, they need to really drive home that this evil character is an evil character, so there's a scene where the evil character, kicks a dog, because reasons. But the dog is also Yoshi, and is a velociraptor. And almost tears a woman's head off later in the movie. And it's just, like, it's all the, like, tropes of sci-fi, of, like, kind of mid to low budget sci-fi, sprinkled in with Super Mario Brothers. And there's like a stoner character who is very obviously just, oh, this guy's a stoner, that's his character. And then he'll say his name, and his name is Toad, and you have to stop for a second, like, what the hell do you mean his name is Toad? This is Toad to you? Though I will say, genuinely great performances from Bob Hoskins and Dennis Hopper. Bob Hoskins is... The more stuff that I watch with him in it, the more I realize that I really, really like him as an actor. Because he was in that movie, he was in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, he was in Brazil, crap. I'm trying to think what else. It was barely a role, but he was also the band's producer in Pink Floyd's The Wall, I believe. But, like, every weird role that he has, he does so with the utmost... He did so with the utmost sincerity and commitment to the bit. And I cannot give him enough credit for that. Because it's... Especially Roger Rabbit. He absolutely could have not taken that role seriously and just got the check and phoned it in. That might unironically be his best performance. It's so good. That entire movie works so well for what it is. And Dennis Hopper as well. Like, I'm less familiar with Dennis Hopper's work, but in that movie, he basically plays Dr. Evil. And it is endlessly enjoyable. Like, to the point where by the way, the character that he is playing is named President Koopa. Because something else that's important to realize about the Mario Brothers movie from the 90s is that it was before they had a concept of, like... They had, like, very basic concepts for a lot of the character names and attributes. It was before Nintendo really clamped down on that. Because the most recent game that had come out at that point was Mario World. Mario 64 hadn't even come out yet. Is this a fairy moment? It's actually not. Okay. So, first off, the princess in that movie is Princess Daisy. Princess Toadstool is not in that movie to my memory. They basically took both of the princess characters. Oh my god. Whoa. Whoa. Deep Darkness from Earthbound? Hello. Nice to see ya. I was not expecting to drown. That's morbid. Actually need it. I want a picture. Oh, here. I actually don't know if I've been here before, because I think for the longest time I tried to get here from Wilderness, and then Wilderness kept. I don't know if it was bugged out or if I just was misunderstanding how to navigate it. Oh my god, in this place, Illuminated Building rocks. I love all of Bean's worlds. They're awesome. But yeah, the princess is Princess Toadstool. Or essentially a combination of both. She's called Daisy, but she's Princess Toadstool. Because they weren't separate characters yet. This was still back in that era. And like by the same token, he wasn't called Bowser yet because they hadn't called. I don't think they called him Bowser until what? Mario 64, right? I think for a while he was just called King Koopa. Oh. I don't know if I've gotten this mask yet, actually. Hello, weird guy. Do I have to kill you? Alien. Near them is a postcard. A postcard? Oh, this is the postcard. Whoa! They're awesome. I guess while I'm here, I'll get the other one too. Oh my god. Ugh. I can hear... Oh. Huh. Is this a new area? That was Bean. Wow. Okay, hang on. Before I do this, let me actually do the... Interacting with the back of the entrance. Okay. Wait. Hang on. I don't want to do this yet. I'll come back. I think it said I have to interact with the back of the back of the entrance that led me in here. Hey, Goober. Yeah, there we go. Look at me. Look, Kiwi. That is an amazing badge. But yeah, it's such a... the Mario movie, it's such a delightful time, even if it is bad. I can understand why people canned it, why people, like, critically panned it at the time. I'm not gonna say it's a good movie, but it is a very fun watch. You simply must. Because, like, there's a certain beauty to a piece of media like that was clearly made by someone who has not actually conversed with the source material. Even though usually that is a really bad thing and leads to things like the Disney Artemis Fowl or Disney A Wrinkle in Time, which, I confess I have not seen either of those movies. I have conversed with the source material of both of those, and I get the feeling that they're awful. Because I really liked both A Wrinkle in Time and What Little I Read of Artemis Fowl, and I get the feeling that if I try to watch those Disney movies, they're going to suck ass. So I'm not gonna bother. I've already seen the Letterboxd, like, average reviews for both of those movies. Wrinkle in Time I've heard is, like, better. Um. Okay, continuing east from the cliffside path. It's another set. Okay. I think this is it? This must be. Ooh. Wow, that's gorgeous. Wait. So do I interact with you? I do. Really nice. Oh. Worm Labyrinth. Oh, is this... Yeah, no kidding. This leads to Doorway Maze. Yeah, this leads to Test Map. I think I've been here before. And make sure to follow this very carefully, because I remember that being part of the conceit with this place. So don't crush any worms, and also make sure you follow the path exactly. Oh no! No! Am I screwed? No, okay. And then what is the combination for this? Up, up, down, down, up. Oh, I see. I was half expecting the Konami code. Up, up, right, right, down, down. Someone set the Homestuck counter to 0, I see. And then up 4. And then left, up, left, up, up. This should work. Oh. Huh. Wait, no, I haven't been in here. I think I've been everywhere. I've been to Test Map itself, but I think this is a completely different area. This is cute. Whoa. Slightly less cute, slightly more dot flow in here. Whoa. Oh. The Spectre. Damn. Interesting. Alright. Fun day all around. Okay, the last thing I want to do is let me head back to the dream world just for a moment. I want to see if I want to see if the concert's still going on in here. And it still is. Awesome. But yeah, that's all I got for now. I'm gonna chill in here. Thanks so much for watching, y'all.